What's going on, guys? DStyleBoxing here. Thanks to those joining me live and to those that will be joining me on archive. If you're watching an archive, leave a comment, please. Those watching live, feel free to leave comments in the chat. I will be opening the chat momentarily. If you like the video, make sure you like and make sure you share the video, right? If you want, of course, right? Look, a lot of what I'm going to say, I'm going to be very straightforward from jump. Okay, a lot of what I'm going to say. Well, first of all, it's my opinion. That's number one. But a lot of what I'm going to say, right? Some Conor McGregor fans aren't going to like it. Some Paulie fans aren't going to like it. Some MMA fans, some boxing fans, for different reasons, are not going to like what I have to say. Okay, but I'm going to give you my honest take here, right? And we're going to go over Paulie Malignaggi's tweets, of course, in a moment. Here's what I have to say, right? We got to look at this layer by layer. So number one, right? What happened? Well, it's been a microcosm of what's been happening, right? So Paulie Malignaggi got upset because some photos were quote unquote leaked from the training camp. Now, these were very carefully selected photos, obviously, of very high quality. One of them was even insinuating, it kind of gave the impression that Conor McGregor knocked down Paulie, maybe even knocked him out in the sparring session. Okay. Paulie got really upset about this. Put some tweets out and said, hey, it's irresponsible to be, or he basically accused him of having no ethics. And, you know, he basically said, I wasn't here for you to make a mockery out of me. I was here to help you guys out, right? So first, is it ethical to, you know, try to paint a picture that isn't true about what's happening in the fight camp or in the sparring session? Probably not. Okay, probably not. But at the end of the day, this is the situation. Paulie Malignaggi signed a no disclose form. No one forced Paulie Malignaggi to sign that form. No one. Right? Now, what exactly is in the no disclose form? I don't know. Right? Now, after the fight, Paulie Malignaggi could have said whatever he wants. Okay, but he made an agreement from jump to not disclose anything. Now, if we're going to talk about ethics, it's a two-way street. Paulie Malignaggi was going around telling everybody that Conor, you know, and I'll admit, a lot of things I already suspected, but nonetheless, he went around and started telling people Conor McGregor doesn't have wow power or oh my God power, to be more accurate. Okay. He mentioned other fighters like Imam that he boxed. He has oh my God power. Okay, and he was a 140-pound guy. So again, making that basically saying Conor doesn't hit that hard. And he said Conor hits harder, more than average, but he gets your attention. He can hurt you with that left hand, but it's not oh my God power. That's number one. Again, you signed a no disclose form. If we're going to be talking about ethics, you signed a no disclose form. He also talked about strategy. He talked about strategy. Paulie Malignaggi, okay, was doing interviews saying, hey, oh, yeah, I talked to Conor after the sparring. The sparring was intense. We were shit-talking. But, Conor, he's just a different person. We weren't sparring. He was talking to me, and we're talking about strategy. And talking about how, we're working on other stuff other than just the left hand. Now, somebody say, well, that's vague, but still, you sign a no disclose form, right? Just making that very clear. If we're going to make the argument of ethics, I repeat, you signed a no disclose form. Paulie himself said that the information he was going to give from sparring, he was going to wait until the night of the fight to start talking about that fight. Now, I understand you got Brandon Schaub, or you got people from the MMA world, you got people in the boxing world, fans, everybody hitting you up. Hey, Paulie, how was the sparring? Because everybody's curious, right? Everybody wants to know how the sparring went. I wanted to know. I'm not gonna lie, But again, and I'll repeat after me. You signed a no disclose form. McGregor didn't sign a no disclose form. You did. So are you like McGregor was releasing photos that were insinuating that he was schooling Paulie, but he never said he schooled him. The photos that were released were of punches that were landed on Paulie. Okay, it was like 2 photos, right? And we know they had a 12-round sparring session. The photos said, and I quote, that was the most intense sparring session I've ever seen. Now, I don't know if this got leaked or not. Apparently, from what I understand, the Conor camp told those individuals to delete it, but this is the internet. Okay, if it's on there for 5 seconds, okay, that's going to stay on the internet. I believe the person that first put out the first photo, he has less followers than me, okay? But once it's on the internet, that shit's there forever. It ain't going anywhere, okay? So obviously the photos are everywhere, right? I don't know if the Conor camp has something to do with it directly. I don't know if somebody was just being irresponsible. I have no fucking clue, okay, to be honest with you. But even if the Conor camp, and I understand that what I'm going to say is going to be very controversial, but even if the Conor camp is insinuating something, but not saying it, by the way, and releasing still photos that of only the ones that make Conor look good, well, I'm sorry, Paulie. You are the smart partner. You are, well, I understand that it's not like a direct teammate. You're still part of Team Conor. You said you wanted to go help Conor out. You said that you understand you're not there to make friends. You're there to spar for Conor could work on his boxing and he could prepare for this Mayweather fight. That's what you're there to do. They don't have to release photos of you landing punches. Why would they do that? For what? There's no reason for that. Since when? Okay, I remember Canelo. I forgot what fight it was. I believe it was a Floyd fight. Golden Boy Promotions was releasing photos of Conor in sparring. They didn't show photos of when his sparring partners were hitting him. They were just showing photos when Canelo was getting the best of them. Because that's what you do. That's what you do. Okay? That's exactly what happens. And I'm going to tell you exactly what I believe happened. I think it was getting under Paulie's skin that all these Conor McGregor fans were coming out of the woodwork and clowning him. Oh, he got the best of you. Oh, he's making you look bad. And, oh, you got schooled, Paulie, after all that shit you talked. And blah. And I think it got under Paulie's skin. And we know it's easy to get under Paulie's skin. Because while he's known for having the gift of gab and all that, okay, remember how easily Adrian Broner was getting under his skin, talking about a girl that he claims was only his side piece, but he was getting very touchy about Jessica, right? He was getting very pissed off. So it's, I'm just saying. And that's a whole other topic. Oh, was that professional? Whatever. At the end of the day, you signed a no disclose form. In fact, I don't even think you should be saying you signed a no disclose form. You should just say, look, I'm not going to talk about the sparring. And that's it. Hey, Paulie, but I can't talk about it. I can't talk about it. I'm not denying it. I'm not saying it's true. I'm just saying after the fight or during the broadcast or after the broadcast, I'll talk about it. That's all you have to say, right? You could have gave Dana White a call and you could have said, hey, Dana, I have an idea. Let's do a special on Fox Sports 1 after the Mayweather fight. Everybody's talking about this intense sparring session. It's going to get ratings. Let's put it on Fox Sports 1. Let everybody watch this so-called gym war, right? He could have done something like that, and he probably would have made money off of it. Also, for anyone who says, no, but no, here's the thing. He signed a no-disclose form, and he's getting paid by Conor's team or by Conor McGregor himself. He is getting paid to be a sparring partner. He agreed to do this. Look, if Paulie wanted to keep telling people, hey, you keep believing what you guys want to believe, I'm just going to show up to sparring the next time. That's all he had to say. That's all Paulie had to do. But, you know, all the McGregor fans got under his skin. Paulie couldn't wait, what is it, 3 more weekends? 4 more weekends, I'm sorry. You couldn't wait 4 more weekends, Paulie? You know, you couldn't do that. Was it that hard? Like, for real? And I don't even know what Paulie's so concerned about. What, your reputation? I mean, at the end of the day, Conor McGregor fans are going to believe what they want to believe, okay? Nobody knows what happened in the sparring. A still shot photo is not going to tell you what happened in a sparring session. It's not. I remember people were releasing still shot photos of De La Hoya versus Mayweather when Mayweather was against the ropes, looking kind of scared. But it's a still shot, you know? That doesn't tell you like what's happening in the fight. And Mayweather's nose is bleeding. It just made it made it look like it painted a picture that Mayweather was losing that fight. At the end of the day, it's not Conor's team's obligation to also put photos of you punching Conor. It just isn't, guys. Okay? I don't care if, but that's going to make the Conor fans think that he's getting the best of a pro boxer. Like, who gives a fuck what they think? What happened anyway. It doesn't matter what people think. Right? It doesn't matter what people think. If you want to talk about ethics, then have ethics. This is going to be very controversial, especially in boxing circles. But Paulie Malignaggi was in the wrong here. He was in the wrong. And if you guys were a boxer and he was talking all this information, you would be pissed too. Floyd Mayweather Jr. doesn't even let people film, okay, the sparring session he has, right? You think he wants people going out there saying, making up all the, whether it's making up or telling the truth, whatever it is, saying that they got the best of Floyd. And okay, you think he wants his sparring partners running around with the media telling them how Floyd was doing and all that? That's not, what you do, right? So when you signed up for that job, you're getting paid for it. After the fight, you could say whatever the fuck you want. After the fight, hey guys, FYI, you guys saw the fight. It was just my job to go out there and help Conor out. It didn't work out for him. And by the way, I'm asking the UFC to release a full unedited version of the sparring session. That's all you had to do. But Paulie didn't have to do anything else. Because whether it's true or not, it doesn't matter, right? It just doesn't matter. It's not. At the end of the day, that camp is Team Conor. Period. That's the name of the camp. So I'm just giving you guys my take. I'm just giving you my opinion, my perspective on this. Okay, from an objective point of view. That's what I'm doing. This is it. Being Conor's sparring partner obviously isn't like just being a regular person's sparring partner, because he has a lot of followers on social media, has a very loyal following, okay, and he's a very popular fighter, one of the most popular sports figures in the world. So when you spar him, yes, there's going to be a lot of attention given to that. So if 10% of Conor fans are clowning you, then it's going to seem like the whole fucking world is clowning you. right? You know, so it's like I get that, but Paulie should have known that walking in, right? Also, I'll say this, right? You know who else I think is pissed off right now? Because Paulie he came out and said, and again, we don't know what's true and what's not. We just don't know. I would rather than release the unedited version of the sparring footage, and we could go from there, right? I don't know what reputation Paulie's scared of. He just got knocked out in the third round by a fucking prospect, bro. Okay, and you haven't had a pro fight and a significant fight in years. You're way past your prime. You're out of shape. I really don't know. And they were saying you had basically a gym war with Conor McGregor. I don't know what you're mad about. I honestly don't know. Okay, but so I don't know what reputation he thinks he's like holding dear. But but at the end of the day, right? You know who's also probably pissed off? Mayweather's probably pissed off, right? Because look, first of all, Paulie, you're working for Showtime, right? One could say, well, it's somewhat of a conflict of interest to tell everyone you were beating the shit out of Conor McGregor, because whether it's true or not, right? Because we don't know what happened. So, but whether it's true or not, that's it. Is you don't think that the whole point to me, you know, it's to make people wonder, like, damn, is Conor clowning Paulie, or like it's? I heard they had a gym war. He's like fucking having wars with Paulie Malignaggi in the, you know. Now some may say, well, really, he's struggling with Paulie and he thinks he's gonna knock out Mayweather, but that's not the point. The point is to put Conor at that level of a professional boxer to sell this fight. That's the point. That's the whole point. So right now, like, you don't go out there and say all these things. Paulie tried to cover up, but let's go over the tweets really quick. All right? Let's go over Paulie Malignaggi's tweets. This was 20 hours ago. It's not nice to paint a pic that isn't true. This was the push down in sparring. Post a whole video, rounds 1 through 12, unedited. Paulie, they're not going to do that before the fucking fight, Paulie. Okay? Whether he got the best of you, whether you got the best of him, whether it was equal and you were going back and forth, whether it was a gym war, whether it was a boring sparring session that both are over-exaggerating about, whatever the case is, they're not going to release that. Guys don't release the whole fucking sparring session before a fight. They never do that. And Paulie should know that. Next tweet. The UFC PI has cameras all over the gym recording 24/7. The video exists unedited of rounds 1 through 12. Tuesday night, let the fans see. Why would they do that, Paulie? Like, if you are slapping him around the ring, nobody's going to buy the fucking fight, Paulie. And even if he's getting the best of you, Paulie, it's going to let Mayweather's going to see that sparring footage. Why would they do that? Next tweet. I came to help his camp out, not be exploited. Now you're going to get the truth, though. Post a full unedited video from Tuesday night. Again, I'm only going to repeat the same thing. Next tweet. I actually beat his ass 24 hours off the flight. LOL. Which is why I'm saying post the vid. I try not to be petty, but it seems it's late for that now. You're the one saying you're trying not to be petty. I did intervene because of the pics. I'm not your average spar partner. You post pics of me, the media will hound me. I've said stop with the pics. Now, I get it. The media's going to hound you, right? Because pictures are posted. It's not that hard to say, I'm sorry, man. I signed a no-disclose form. I can't talk about it. If you want to know anything, go ask Conor. Okay? I mean, that might be kind of like, go talk to the guy that's being misleading, but hey, do what you got to do. You know what I mean? It's not that hard. If you don't, nobody forced you to do this. If you don't want to do it, then they should have never signed a no disclose form, and you didn't have to go spar with him, right? Only his personal photographers allowed in the gym. Don't just invent your own reality of things because of how you wish it to be, buddy. This is a responsible guy putting, that wasn't even him who posted that. Could have been anyone. I don't get why you assume he did it on purpose. Then he put, nah, I pretty much talked shit that whole sparring session while I beat the brakes off of him. The pushdown was his frustration from it. Look, man, something tells me Paulie's not going to get paid for those sparring sessions because they can sue for this. He signed a no disclosure form, right? And whether he's and right now, if I'm Floyd Mayweather Jr., I'm fucking pissed off right now, right? Because he's telling the whole world he's beating Conor's ass in sparring. Think about it. Like if you knew for a fact that Paulie Malignaggi was beating up Conor McGregor in sparring, how many people do you think would buy that Mayweather fight? Like, I'm just saying, like if you really think about it. Paulie Malignaggi, the pics caused the media to rush me for answers. Unlike you, I'm not an irrelevant nobody. Pics of me cause the media rush I can't avoid. Get it? Again, talking about people that, because the guy said, let's please be real here. You started talking about Conor is overrated in the media first. You started it. Now play victim because of 2 pics. Paulie Malignaggi, maybe, but I didn't pay for anything. If a video exists, UFCPI has 24-hour cameras. When the fight is over, will they release the unedited film? He asked. Another tweet. You're kidding with that question, right? Like, no way you are this stupid. Conor's people and only Conor's people allowed in the gym. His photos only. Well, Paulie, I mean, look. Then you should have done what Van Heerden did. Okay, you should have told them. And I said this before he went to spar Conor. I said this. Okay, I said, Paulie, make sure you take your own cameraman to film the sparring session. Because they did it with Van Heerden, where they edited it and made it look like Conor was getting the best of him. And then they released the full version, unedited, and it obviously it was a much different fight than what they had released. How could you not know that? I mean, you took the risk, you signed the forms, and they probably will release the thing now, and they'll probably edit the shit out of it to make Conor look good, right? Like, I'm just saying. Somebody said, hope you didn't sign a non-disclosure agreement. Somebody asked him, and he put, I did, but I didn't get paid anyway. Now go back to be a good little groupie and tweet about Conor fantasies and stories. Again, there you go. He admits that he lost his payday. He flew all the way over there and wasted all that time, and he didn't even get paid for it. Paulie Malignaggi. Again, this is on his Twitter. That kind of sparring is normal for boxers on a high level. I boxed many years, so it's normal. But to put a weird spin on it is unethical. And somebody, this is to a response to a tweet that said, yes, there's a limit, though. You shouldn't be trying to kill someone in sparring session. Not the point, nor is it respectful. Right? So I'm going to read the final post that he put, Paulie did, right? I just wanted to clear the air. I am leaving the McGregor training camp today. I came with best intentions and intended to help out. Just the chance to be part of such a big event in this capacity excited me. I believe Conor and I have mutual respect inside the ring, earned from each other with some good work over 2 sparring sessions. It's some of the stuff outside the ring and some of the things, the way things were handled in training camp that I didn't agree with, that made me come to this decision. It's not my place to dictate terms in a training camp. That is not mine. but it's not my place to decide if I want to be part of it. I will not give away anything tactical that I saw in 2 sparring sessions with Conor. For what it's worth, they have my word. The things that upset me, though, I will speak about in time. I wish McGregor well in the rest of their preparations and look forward to being back in Vegas to work Fight Week on Showtime. There you go. He also put another tweet before that. Hate to say, but it's clear when I look back at the time that there was an agenda from start. Too many clues. That's a reply to a tweet that said they all planned as shit before you even knew you was going to be the sparring partner. Look, if history dictates correctly, right? Look, if you do one thing one time, there's no reason you wouldn't do it again, right? And Van Heerden never had a copy of the whole full footage himself. Everybody to this day would be thinking Conor whooped his ass in sparring, right? It's amazing what edited video can do, and it's amazing, okay, what pictures can do. They can paint a picture that's not true. Now, again, I'm not here to say one thing or the other. I don't know what happened in sparring, neither do you. Okay, only the people that were there know. Okay, only Conor knows, only Paulie knows, Joe Cortez knows. And right now, whether it's true or whatever's not true, it's outside of the camp. It's nobody's business. That's just a reality, right? And it's always been like that, you know. But if anyone is ever going to spar someone who has only something to gain from sparring you, right, then you should only agree to spar that person if you could film the sparring footage yourself. Period. Right? That way, and you just tell them, look, I'll sign a form right now that if I release the footage, you could sue me or whatever, but I'm going to keep that footage. But I'm telling you right now, if you ever insinuate in any way, shape, or form that you whoop my ass, I'm going to release that footage. I'm going to release the footage, right? Unedited, the whole thing. So that's, and with Conor, unfortunately, you know, that's what you got to do. That's just what you got to do. Now, I will say this, though. To their credit, I don't think they did anything outrageous. Like even if the Conor camp had something to do with the last 2 photos, it was a picture of Paulie in the ground. Paulie had already told people that Conor got rough and shoved him to the ground. He had already told people before that photo was released. Nowhere did it say I knocked him down or anything like that. It just showed him in the ground. Now, is that going to make some people be like, oh shit, what happened there? Well, yeah, of course. It's we know what it's trying to insinuate, but insinuation isn't really saying something, right? What does Paulie think he has to lose? And this is a serious question I pose to everybody. Paulie Malignaggi he got knocked out in the 3rd round in the last fight. I think it was the 3rd round. Okay, by someone I think it was like a British fighter, right? If you're having a gym war with who many believe is the baddest dude in the planet, that only makes you look good, really. I mean, I understand that some boxing fans might be like, "Oh, I can't believe Paulie Malignaggi is struggling with Conor McGregor, or it's a competitive fight." Like, think about what this could have done. Okay, if Conor McGregor loses to Floyd Mayweather, okay, I honestly believe, as crazy as it sounds, like if this sparring footage was released, and it's actually a great sparring session, and people are like, damn, those 2 went at it. Like, if it's really true that it was the most intense sparring session they've ever seen, they could have both made money off a fight. They probably still can fight. This fight could probably still happen. I know that sounds crazy. Like, I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh, nobody wants to see fucking Paulie Malignaggi in the ring again. Like, but I'm telling you, it's these 2 in a press conference talking shit to each other, saying, I beat your ass at training camp. No, I did, blah, 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 right? Because even if Conor's going to lose to Mayweather, but everybody loses to Mayweather in the boxing ring. You know, Paulie's not going to beat Mayweather in the boxing ring. I can tell you that right now. All right, so they could still do that fight. And that fight would sell. That fight would. I'm telling you right now, Paulie Malignaggi versus Conor McGregor would sell. Okay, there's already a backstory to it, right? And this is a type of fight Conor would need to get into boxing. Like, it's a fight, even though he'll be 0-1 by that time, this would be it. Like, this is a fight where the way people are arguing that Conor could win would make a little more sense. Okay, so I'm just putting that out there, right? So anyway, I've never, taken sparring session stories too serious. That's me. You guys you have to take a couple things into account, okay? Number one, Paulie Malignaggi hasn't boxed professionally in a while. If you really look at the footage, he doesn't look in. I mean, he's in shape, but he's not in boxing shape. Conor's in far better shape. Also, Conor is a lot bigger than Paulie, right? Paulie was boxing he just has a smaller frame than him. Okay, Conor McGregor, Paulie is, they probably weigh around the same right now, but Conor is like all muscle right now. Like, he's in far better shape. So there's only so much we can gauge, even if Conor was getting the best of Paulie, right? And then, of course, it's there could be rust at first, and rust starts to wear off, and then it's just different, right? Is Conor even primed to where he should be before fight night? Who fucking knows, right? In my opinion, Conor's way too cut right now, with 4 weekends to go before the fight. That's my opinion. Okay, he's way too cut. Like, it's way too much, in my opinion, for a boxing fight, right? But and I'm just going by the pictures here, right? But anyway, nothing to see here, folks. Now, in retrospect, was Paulie even the right choice as a sparring partner for Conor anyway? And the answer is no, right? I mean, if you wanted to have Paulie there to fight a guy with speed, fine. But Conor McGregor needs to get guys that can mimic Floyd as closely as possible. That's what he has to do, right? He needs to get guys that can mimic Floyd as closely as possible. And if you're really serious about this fight, okay, you turn the fucking cameras off and you don't leak shit. And you have a serious training camp. But because 4 weekends from now, it's going to be a serious fight. Okay, and it's up to you, because you're going to lose anyway. So it depends, how do you want to lose? Like, do you want to go a couple rounds? Do you want to go the full 12 or try to? Or do you want to at least try to win 1 or 2 rounds? Like, you better start thinking about this really, really serious. Okay, and start taking it very, very serious. Because this shit ain't a game. I can tell you that much right now. Now, again, social media and all that, it doesn't tell you what's going on, right? According to Paulie, after all that shit talking they were doing, Conor sat down with him and they had a talk, about strategy and what they want to work on. And Conor asked him, hey, can you stay for the rest of the, of the camp, right? And obviously, there's guys in boxing like this too. Like, they have to pump themselves up and they got to make everything personal in sparring. It's just the way some guys are. Paulie himself says that he's had plenty of sparring sessions that were that intense. So I don't know why he's shocked about it, So at the end of the day, right? Maybe he was taking it serious, right? So I don't know. All I know, right, is that you're not going to find anyone in the world that's going to mimic Mayweather to the T, okay? But you get someone who tries to emulate it as much as possible. So you could start getting ready for those looks, right? Try to prepare for those looks, okay? I mean, like, honestly, like, I know the dudes, like, I mean, I don't know. Like, you have to, I just don't know. It's just so much, and I don't know if no matter who he gets, I don't think he'll be able to beat Mayweather at all. But go for broke, I guess. With that said, let's go ahead and open up the chat here. Hold on. Why is this chat taking forever, man? Like this pisses me off. There we go. Beast Mode 2000. What's the point of faking all this? He still has to get in the ring with Floyd. Well, man, have you ever heard the term fake it till you make it? That's probably why. I don't know. It's a good question, but it's it's believe you're the best even when you know you aren't. Paulie should have not said anything unless Connor's camp told him to say that. I agree. Maybe Paulie isn't telling the truth about what happened. Maybe he did get knocked down. I don't know. You don't know. We'll only know they released an unedited version. Maybe Connor did much better than Paulie is willing to admit. Who knows? Especially with Paulie being a two-time champ, and he wouldn't want to look bad in the boxing world that an amateur boxer was getting the best of him. He is pissed because of his pride. Maybe he knows the UFC won't release it, and he is playing it off as if he got the better of Connor. That's a possibility, but again, this isn't the first time Conor McGregor has insinuated or made it seem like he was getting the best of a pro boxer. And we know what happened when the unedited version of that footage was released, right? Somebody asked me, did you watch Skip and Shannon? Man, it's amazing how Skip trolls. No, I did not. Skip is simply anti-Floyd. I agree. Jeff Lokes could be onto something. The start of a business deal on the making. I do wonder if all this could just be a big sham. Like all this could have been planned from the get-go by Paulie and Connor, for all we know. And then they're going to have a big fight after the Mayweather fight or some shit. Okay, I wouldn't call it a big fight, but look, I don't care what anybody says. Paulie, Connor does over 1 million buys. Okay, easy. Those press conferences, all that. There's a backstory to it. It's don't be shocked if that fight happens, right? And they'll promote it like, well, he couldn't beat Floyd, but nobody beats Floyd. Like, you know what I mean? Like they'll just do something like that. Anyway, guys, those are my thoughts, right? Thanks for the comments there. That's all I have to say about it. Nothing much to add here. So to recap, as much as he could have been getting to Paulie's nerves, the way Connor fans were getting at him on Twitter and all that, I mean, hey, bro, you shouldn't have signed a no disclose form. And again, it's irrelevant what's true and what's not. If you sign a no disclose form, you don't say anything. All right? You are the sparring partner. You're being paid to be the sparring partner. End of story. Right? Like that's it. Like if you don't want that, like if you didn't feel comfortable, like as soon as you walked in there and you don't feel comfortable, like as soon as they told you can have your own photographers here, I would have been like, nah, like if you want me to spar you, well, I'm gonna have a photographer here and I'm gonna have someone filming this shit. It's gonna go down. Nah, but we got cameras here. No. I'm gonna have my camera film the whole thing. And that's it. Now, I'm not saying do it in secret. That's unethical too. Like tell them I'm gonna videotape it. And if you do something fishy, if you insinuate that you whoop my ass, I'm gonna release the footage. And that's it. Right? But guys gotta start earning, man. Right? You gotta start earning. So like remember when Shane Mosley was sparring De La Hoya before the Mayweather fight? Even on 24/7, they weren't showing, like, we don't know what if Mosley was getting the best of De La Hoya? We don't know. We don't know. All right? Like, we just don't know. But they weren't showing that. When De La Hoya was going to fight Manny Pacquiao, they weren't telling everybody, oh my God, You know, some stuff got leaked, but nobody was talking about how Valero's whooping his ass in training camp. That's just not the way it works, right? And it's not odd for the guy, the fighter, whether it's Team Canelo or Team McGregor in this case, whatever the team is, it's not at all uncommon to release photos of that said boxer whooping ass and sparring. That's not uncommon, okay? It just isn't. I saw photos all the time of Canelo whooping on sparring partners, right? Hitting with body shots, dude taking a knee and shit, okay? I see that all the time. Now, I don't even know if this is true, but isn't it true that Canelo sparred Shabransky and whooping his ass? I don't know. Was that for one of his fights? Or was he sparring him before the Chavez Jr. fight or something? I don't know. I don't know where I heard that, but for you Shabransky fans, that fucking sucks, man. That's all you got to say. If that's true, man, poor Shabransky. All right? Can anybody confirm that's true? I don't know if anybody in chat or watching this on a recording, tell me in the comment section, all right? That Conor McGregor is whooping on Shabransky and sparring, allegedly, right? And by the way, unless you have the full fight footage of a sparring session, remember, the word allegedly is very important because at the end of the day, you don't know what happened, right? Like I heard stories about how Lamont Peterson was whooping on Floyd in sparring. We don't know if that's true. Okay, that's what they were saying, but we don't know that's true. You know, it's just one of those things. Okay, who was that one guy that was that they leaked the footage? You know, and I guess the guy that was getting the best of Mayweather in a sparring session. I forgot the name of the guy, but I remember that shit leaked. See, that's unethical. When you videotape it, you should release it to make yourself look good. Okay, that's very unethical. All right, but it's okay to film it if you let them know. And if they don't agree to it, they don't have to spar you. You could say, okay, fine. All right, we'll part ways. That's it. Okay, you could have your terms. Somebody said I'm here, a Wasp Boxing fan. What's up? But anyway, all right, that's the story. That's the name of the game, all right? And that's it, guys, all right? Like I remember, just to kind of end it with this. Daniel Cormier, who we know just lost his fight last weekend, but I think I saw like one of those specials that he had like a kickboxer come in and work with him, right? And they showed like snippets of Cormier working with his kickboxer. They didn't show the whole session, you know, because what if the kickboxer was whooping his ass the whole time? Like, you know, but why would you release that? That would make no sense, right? Like I'm just saying. Well, the topic has been discussed. I'm about to wrap up this video. I have another video I'm going to be talking about that involves Twitter as well, coming after this, right? Anyways, guys, this is DStyleBoxing, right? And if I pissed anybody off with my take and with my opinion, then too bad. I'm going to be, believe me, I'm a very consistent person, and I'm not going to change my thoughts and ethics when it comes to sparring and no disclosed forms and all that, just because Conor's an outsider coming from outside the boxing world. My opinion and my take on that and my stance on that is not going to change. Okay? It just isn't going to change. All right? With that said, guys, I'm out.